The Pittsburgh Steelers do things their way, and that means giving out petty game balls. So, Mike Tomlin, he shuts down critics, and Justin Fields, he exposes the pettiness of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, over the course of the first 2 weeks of this NFL season, the Pittsburgh Steelers have had a lot of pettiness going on within their organization. And there's also been a lot of talk about Russell Wilson and the relationship he has with Justin Fields. Well, Justin Fields just said that Russell Wilson and many more got petty game balls. And here's a quote. "I think we all know Russ kind of did dirty last year. I know he wishes he could have played in this game. It's awesome getting a win for him. He got a petty game ball." End quote. So, when that quote first started being shared in the media, a lot of fans, a lot of people started speaking out saying, hey, maybe this is Justin Fields throwing some shade at Russell Wilson, saying he got a petty game ball, whatever you want to call it. But no, in the matter of fact, it's just the way the Pittsburgh Steelers do business and the way that they run things. I'll get more into Mike Tomlin shutting down those critics a little bit later, but just talking about this for now, this pettiness actually helps this team when you think about it. Because when you look at week 1, Arthur Smith, he got fired from Atlanta Falcons at the end of last season. He returned there week 1 to face his former team, and they won that game. And now you have guys like Carlos Waitman, you have Russell Wilson returning to their former team in the Denver Broncos, in which they were done dirty last season. And when you look at that, they win this game as well. And apparently, according to Cameron Hayward, Arthur Smith got that petty game ball week 1. And this week, Russell Wilson, Carlos Waitman, they got the petty game ball in week 2. So it's the teammates just having their teammates back. That extra edge pushed them forward to want to win a game for their teammates. Especially to be able to showboat on their former team and be like, hey, you should have never done me dirty, you should have never let me go, and we won this game. In my return, we won against you. That's teammates coming together. And when you look at Justin Fields' quote, many people interpret it as petty game ball. And yes, that could be considered a slight because they never heard the term petty game ball. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's a lot of pettiness going on, and that's actually a good thing. It was a petty game ball, and they won the game and had the extra edge because of the pettiness to get back for their teammates against their former team. So that's a good thing. And now, moving over to Mike Tomlin's comments later on in the week, a couple days later, he was asked about the petty game ball situation, and basically the quote by Justin Fields. And it was one of his best Tomlinisms, and it had the media actually stirring once again, just based off his comments alone. And just to get into his comments, this is what Mike Tomlin had to say about the petty game ball. "None of your business, respectfully. There are certain things that go on among teams that I don't talk about. Whether it gets out or how it gets out is unimportant to me. And I'm not overly guarded against it. But there's just certain things as a leader that I talked to the collective about that I have zero intentions of sharing with the larger public. Because it's about our collective and how we come together. And how we appreciate and support one another. And I can't give you all the ingredients to the hot dog. You might not like it." End quote. So that last part is what got the media stirring about the Tomlinism. Basically him saying, I can't give you all the ingredients to the hot dog. You might not like it. But it was larger than that. The biggest thing I took from it is the pettiness. Where does the pettiness come from? Well, it's having each other's back. Just like I said, it's about a collective and the group coming together and how they appreciate and support one another. And that sometimes comes with pettiness. And I'm sure later in the season, when Patrick Queen returns to the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens, he will get the petty game ball too. So it's about the teammates coming together in certain situations. And that's just having each other's back at the end of the day. And also, if you had to interpret that quote and the hot dog kind of part of it, hey, listen, not everything that goes into making the hot dog needs to be revealed because the ingredients aren't always pleasant. That's a way how to describe it. And that's a way how to interpret his quote. The way the Pittsburgh Steelers do business, it doesn't matter. It might not be the best, it might not be the worst, but at the end of the day, they get the job done, and that's how they do things, and that's how they've been doing things, and that's why they've run so smoothly over the last however many years since they've been an organization. When this quote by Justin Fields first happened, it was a very big deal in the media. That's why I'm covering it right now. It's been a few days, let everything kind of go down, but let's just cover it once again. Because even Cameron Hayward, he had to step up and talk about the petty game ball situation on his podcast. And he basically said, hey, Carlos Waitman, he played in Denver, he got a petty game ball. Russell Wilson, he got a petty game ball when they played and returned to Denver. So both those guys got petty games ball in the week 2 win. But he also said that week 1, Arthur Smith, he got a petty game ball too. So it's just returning to your former team and playing them and beating them. And he says he's sure that other teams do the same. It was just made a big deal because many people thought Justin Fields was throwing a shade at Russell Wilson, basically saying pity instead of saying petty because they just haven't heard that term before. And then that's why Mike Tomlin was asked about it, Cameron Hayward covered it, but now we have an understanding of what actually is going on. And it's just the way the Steelers do business. And yes, people could look at it from the outside looking in and not like it, saying, hey, Russell Wilson, he didn't play in the game. Why is he getting a game ball? Or Carlos Waitman. Even though I think he did really well in this game, people could look at it and be like, hey, why is that punter getting a game ball? Why didn't they give it to someone who actually deserved it? And they may not have gave someone who actually deserved it a game ball, but they're giving these guys game balls. Or Arthur Smith in week 1. Hey, they didn't even score a touchdown. Why is Arthur Smith getting a game ball? Hey, why is he getting the game ball? They didn't score a touchdown. All they did was field goals. Give it to Chris Boswell instead. Why are these people getting petty game balls when you could be giving it to other people? That could be the interpretation from the outside looking in. But at the end of the day, it's a team, it's a collective. It doesn't matter who gets the game ball. It's only week 1, week 2. You'd rather show community and you'd rather show collectiveness by bringing the team together in any way possible. And that's a way to do business. And that's a way how Mike Tomlin does business. So before I end this video, let me just say this. There's games coming up. I'm sure the Pittsburgh Steelers have people on their roster from different teams. For example, when the Commanders game comes up and James Pierre, who was recently let go from the Commanders, I'm sure when they face them and if they beat them, he might get a petty game ball. Ravens, like I said, Patrick Queen, Deshaun Elliott, who came over for the Ravens, they may get a petty game ball too. And there's other players from other teams that the Pittsburgh Steelers will end up facing who have been on the team, been let go from the team, and it's just a way of showing, hey, we care about you, we brought you in, and we value you, even though they didn't, we value you here. Now that you're here, this is a better place to be. But with that being said, let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this topic in terms of everything. Justin Fields, his comments, do you see it as a slight towards these players? Did he even have to mention it so the media started talking about it? Or do you believe that he was just saying it to bring it together, bring everyone together and show that they have Russell Wilson's back? That's how I believe he meant it, even though people didn't interpret it like that. It doesn't matter how you interpret it, it's how you mean it. And Justin Fields didn't mean it in a bad way. Let me hear your thoughts. And also let me hear your thoughts down in the comments below about Mike Tomlin's famous quote about the hot dog line. That really had the media going crazy too, because that's one of the Tomlinisms that Mike Tomlin just created now out of nowhere that he's never used before. A new Tomlinism for 2024. And also Cameron Hayward's comments on the situation as well. Let me hear your thoughts on the comments below about everything. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports. We're heading into week 3. I'm going to be doing a preview of the game tomorrow. And also, I'm going to be doing a poll on the channel as well. So make sure you vote in the community tab saying, hey, who's winning this game? The Steelers or the Chargers? And your score predictions. You can also let me know down in the comments below under this video as well if you want. And after the game, there's also going to be a recap with highlights and analysis a few days later. So get ready for that as well. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. So they're on the channel already for the last 2 weeks. So with that being said, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications for this channel. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.